What's up, guys? It's your girl Di, and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm gonna show you how I do my custom press-ons when I wanna, do my nails or make some for a client. It's really easy. The first thing you need to do is, watch part one of this because it basically shows you what you need in order to do the press-ons. Now, once you got everything you need, you got your full cover tips on your stands, you go in and do whatever design you would like to do with your acrylic. Now, personally, I have worn these with just gel polish over it for a quick little, set. But if you're going to wear them longer and you plan on wanting to wear them for multiple use, I would recommend to just go in with a thin layer of acrylic, a thin layer of gel, a thin layer of polygel, anything that's going to make that nail a little bit harder. Because they will bend if you don't. And at the end, I will be showing you a clip and showing that these don't bend and they're pretty sturdy. But right now, all I'm doing is just going in with my acrylic and then just doing whatever design I want to do on each one of the nails. And I'm going to do that for all 10 nails. And just, you do the same thing that you would do on a full set. Only thing I can say with these, make sure you're not going in with a much acrylic, and try to get your application pretty neat and smooth, because it's a little hard to file these with an e-file. I mostly just take my hand file and do it. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing your application, that it's definitely a little bit hard to file these the way you would do on a client. So, and then just try not to bulk them up. You do want them to look pretty natural. Stuff like that. What else? Yeah, when it comes to the cuticle area, you need to be putting minimal to no product up there, because you do want it to look natural, and you don't want them to look like press-on nails. For these 3 nails in the middle, I'm just going to be going in with some red chunky glitter. And how I applied it is, I kind of was just doing whatever I wanted to do. But I mainly was just taking a bead of acrylic and then dipping it into the glitter. And then I was, if I wanted more, but I really wasn't trying to bulk up the nail with more acrylic, I would just kind of wet my brush a little bit and dip it back into the glitter to get it on there. And you want to just kind of make sure you applying it as thin as you can. It's a little bit hard to work with, considering the fact that it's not glitter acrylic. But just keep in mind, like, don't use much acrylic, so try to get them to stick on there. If you're just adding more with your brush without the acrylic, just try to get them on there pretty flat without wiping them off of the nail. And that's what I was doing here when I was just fixing my sides and swiping down the nail with my brush, just trying to make them as thin as possible, but making sure I get enough red glitter to cover up the bottom of that nail how I want it to. And I'm going to do that for all 3 nails. Then I'm going to come back in and do the ombre. Now I'm just going in with my ombre for these three nails. Now, if you decide to do a look like this, these did turn out really pretty, but I would say to get a better look, make sure you're not ombreing the color over the glitter, because it takes away from the look of the glitter when you're kind of like putting it over it. You're doling it out, and I wanted them to be a little bit more, bright than what they were. So just keep that in mind, that if you're going for a look like I was, don't make sure you don't ombre the white over the glitter. And I'm gonna just do that for all three nails. You do need to go back in and cap these with clear acrylic, because you don't want to foul out your glitter. So but one thing to remember is you really don't have to, you can really just start halfway through the nail. You don't have to cap the whole nail with clear. I think I went ahead and capped the whole nail, but you don't if you trying not to bulk up that cuticle area. So you can go right in with one bead halfway at the nail where the glitter starts, and then just pull it all the way down and make sure all the glitter is covered up so that you won't foul it out. Now I'm going to go in with my snowflakes that I want to add for the thumb and the pinky nail. Now I was having a little problem getting these to stick on and lay flat. So this would be my advice to you with using things like flakes and butterflies and anything that you're capping, like stickers or anything. Um, like, okay, so with these flakes, they're not sticky or anything like that, so you're gonna need to, make sure you're using something that's gonna make it lay down. So what I found was easier in the second nail was when I went in with the milky white acrylic. Right before it dried, I just went in and added the flakes. Then once it dried a little bit more, I just kind of like pressed down on the flake, not too hard because it was still a little wet, but I just really just pressed down to make sure that it all was sticking to the acrylic as it was setting. And that helped me out a lot versus using the glue, because even with the glue on some of them, they still weren't, laying completely flat. And then sometimes the glue was sticking to my hand when I was trying to lay down the flake. And then for some that kind of hardened up, but it still wasn't laying flat, it was nothing I can do with that. So I don't really recommend to do it with the glue. I mean, you can, but for me, it was a little bit harder. Once you do your design on all of the nails, just go in with your clear acrylic, cap it if needs to be. If not, then you can go right into the fouling part. But as you see, I'm just trying to get enough acrylic on these nails so I won't be fouling out the glitter or the flakes. So that is what you see me doing in this step. Alrighty, now that you did your designs, capture clear acrylic on all 10 of the nails. I'll just go in and take one of the stands off and file it how I want to. I mainly focus on the shape because how I lay my acrylic, I lay it to be flat once it does set all the way, so that I don't have to do much of filing and shaping. So that's what you see me doing here, going over the nail if I kind of feel like it's real lumpy and bumpy, and just kind of taking that out of there. And I do that for all 10 of the nails. Once I'm done, I just put it back on the stand, grab the next one, and do that step, until I'm done. Um, and you do want to make sure that you're taking them off so that you can kind of get up under the nail if there's any acrylic on the sides or anything like that. And then I would also recommend just kind of crisping up the cuticle area, like maybe if it has a little bulky or anything like that, just kind of going in with that, making that a little bit to be a little bit more natural. So once you put it on, it doesn't just look like a press-on nail. So that's what you see me do here. And then after that, you're pretty much done. I just go in with my swipe. Well, I dust the nails off, of course. And then I go in with my swipe to get any extra dusties off of the nail. And after that, I top coat. I put in my lamp for 60 seconds. And they're done. These press-ons turned out really pretty. As you can see, this is the finished look after I top coat and cured in a lamp. They're really pretty. And after that, you just take off the tab, the little sticky tab that was at the bottom if it stuck to the actual nail. You get those off on all the nails. And I always make sure that the nail actually fits and make sure I don't have to do any extra filing. As you can see, it fit pretty good and it wasn't very bulky around the cuticle area. Here you can see me just kind of like trying to bend that nail. As you can see, it really wasn't bending much at all. It may have bent a little bit, but as far as like bending and breaking, it's not going to do that. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.